Hello everyone, my name is Ntanzi'S and welcome to the clan. So without further ado, let's get into this video. But before we get into the video, smash me the like button because guys, we are moving. The algorithm is picking up the videos and promoting them to as many people as possible, and we are getting new members of the clan joining the clan. Thank you so much for joining, and also you are warmly welcome. So guys, I don't want to waste too much time because what was happening in the Northern High Courts? I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. All that I know is we're getting repetition. Questions are repeated over and over, and then what this man called Sibanda will do, he will go to a different question, then come back to the original question because he felt like, okay, I may have said we'll take this to argument, but because he wants to catch Ntanzi on, I don't know what he's trying to catch him on, because Ntanzi is telling the truth, but he's trying to do all that he can to twist the truth. Now, the thing that I want to focus greatly on that I found so criminal, because I think that's criminal, misleading the court, perjury, is being committed by the state. And I'll tell you why I'm saying this. Do you remember when Ntanzi'S, I'm not quite sure if it was his evidence in chief or sometime during cross-examination, Ntanzi mentioned that Gininda and them drove him to his workplace. Now, Gininda entered, I think, the HR office, and then there was Umlungu there, a white person that he does not recognize because he knows his own boss who's white and what have you and not. And then from there, they got some documentation from that HR office. From there, they went to his medicals. And then they met this lady who says, I'm sorry, I cannot give you Ntanzi'S medical without permission. And so they turned on him. I think the lady turned on Ntanzi and said, do you want me to give them your medical file? And Ntanzi, without knowing what he was getting himself into, he said, yeah, okay, fine, give it to them. Now tell me why this medical files from his work medical place is playing itself in this so-called dentist report. Ntanzi said, I only entered the dentist, or the what you call the dentist, the place that the dentists work, that clinic, and he was put on, most of us have been to the dentist. There's that chair or that bed that you sleep on, and there's these lights that are beaming all over your face. And then the dentist will walk in with a, what you call that thing, the spoon-like thing that Ntanzi tried to explain. I don't know what it's called myself. I didn't do dentistry. And so, of course, he comes with a nursing assistant. And then from there, you are told to go and if you go sometimes they will put these, whatever you call them, these things that will keep your teeth separate and your jaws separate. And then they'll do whatever it is they need to do. They take that spoon-looking thing and then they'll press down your tongue to look deep into your throat for tonsillitis and all that other stuff, whatever it is that they look for. So while a person also has their mouth wide open, even though you are wearing a face mask to protect yourself from germs and all of that stuff, you can tell the teeth of a person that is a smoker. If you're a dentist, if you work with teeth, you can tell that these teeth have never had smoke in its life or its existence. But here he is, Sibanda, once again grabbing on a dry bone and trying to chew it away. And Ntanzi is like, bro, I was just taken from the car into the clinic, laid on this bed with lights on top of me. The lady nurse was there, and then the doctor came, the dentist came with a spoon-like thing, and then he made me go, and then he did whatever he did in my mouth, and then I was out the door, went back to the car. The nursing assistant came to me with a clipboard and asked me about the next of kin. If anything they discover, who shall they call? And the number of the individual. And he gave his live-in lover's number and name. And it ended there. But no. What Sibanda does, in my mind I was like, wait, Ntanzi, those questions, don't they sound familiar? Even though they are in English, I get it. But surely about smoking, tonsils, heart attacks, and all of that stuff. Shouldn't it be something that in his mind is like, wait a minute, but these questions are asked when I'm doing medical every 6 months when I in the mines. So that means these people went into my file in the mine. That's what Gininda and them were going around looking for. Because Sibanda kept saying, Ntanzi, you the one who provided these answers on the questionnaire. And Ntanzi's like, I have nothing to do with that questionnaire. The only thing I'm acknowledging on that questionnaire is my signature, because the lady, once I was done with the doctor, I went into the vehicle and then she came running with a clipboard and then she wrote things on it. She asked me about those 2 questions and then she said, we are finished. But no, Sibanda grabs onto this dinosaur bone and is trying to chew on it. And I am saying, go to Ntanzi'S medicals at the mines and see if similar questions are asked and answered by Ntanzi. Probably there's a questionnaire in there as well. Match the 2, and I promise you, I think they will match. They will definitely match. This doctor, I am saying in my own opinion, is a crook. The state, okay, maybe the state may not know. The state was just handed over documents and now they are playing it in court as though it was Ntanzi who's the one who provided this information, when this information could be plagiarized from his medical report with the mine when he does his medical. Honestly speaking, I did say this before and I'm saying it again. Gininda and crew, I don't wish them well in life. I don't wish them well. They are cruel. They are evil. They are crooks as far as I can tell where I am sitting. May they also find the most cruelest way of being treated by life. You cannot do this forever. You cannot do this forever. So the medical file, I think all those answers are taken from Ntanzi'S medical file at the mines. It's got nothing to do with what Ntanzi went through with that doctor. And Ntanzi, of course, I wish as well he had the ability to estimate times. Like, okay, when we went into the office, we didn't spend more than 10 minutes or more than 30 minutes. I wish he could do that, understand. But he rather chooses to say, I did not have the time. And even the prosecutor is not asking, can you at least estimate it then? Between this and between that time, how long do you think you were there? I get it, he wants to be honest. And of course, who will be thinking about time, minutes, seconds, milliseconds, when you've been tortured, when you've been tubed? Probably you are terrified for your life because you don't know from here where to. You don't even know what forms or what you were signing away. Probably your life, probably some parts of your body you were signing them away, because these people who purport to be police officers that are supposed to be protecting and serving me, they are busy beating me, busy electrocuting me, busy doing all the things they're not supposed to be doing. So I'll be terrified. I get it. I think I get it. But I also think, just give an estimation. How long were they there? Because the doctor said they were there between 30 and 40 minutes. And Ntanzi said we were there real quick. Everything was quick. But now what does quick mean is what I would like to know as well. Then let's go to when they are in Phokeng. They get to Phokeng, and when they get to Phokeng, this is what Sibanda does. He goes to double jeopardy. If you remember very well, the case of illegal ammunition that were found in Ntanzi'S room, that case was thrown out by the Phokeng Magistrates Court. Why? Because the police did not have a search warrant. So they broke the law. Now, I'm trying to understand it, because in Sibiya's testimony, when Sibanda was trying to influence this court, that the man that is sitting on that, the man that is on the witness box, he was found guilty in Tembisa Magistrates Court on the 12th of December 2023 for almost the same charge as Ntanzi, including drugs. But then Rata was like, this is going to be expunged from the record because I'm not supposed to know that information. which rightfully so. I agreed with Judge Rata there, and I was happy with the ruling that he took. But now, why is he quiet about the Phokeng? Because Phokeng is almost the same thing. The case was thrown out, but here is Sibanda giving full details of what transpired when they got to Phokeng. They went to Ntanzi'S place. Ntanzi said, I remained in the vehicle while they went to my place, and then they came back with a black plastic bag that I've never seen in my life. They shook it, and they shook it in my face and said, oh, we found bullets in your house. And he said, never. Next thing, he's taken to Phokeng police station. The AVL does show that. The AVL does show that. And then they go to the police station, and then Ntanzi is charged for illegal ammunition or illegal possession of illegal ammunition. And then they give him that particular piece of paper that he has, I think is the pro forma or something like that. And that's it. And then he's taken to Phokeng Magistrates Court, and he says when we got there, it was COVID time. There was a danger tape and what have you, and is it there or somewhere else? Anyways, so now all of us know that that case was thrown out because those bullets were obtained illegally. And Ntanzi said, I have never seen those bullets to this very day, yet I have asked about them. What are the chances that these bullets were the same bullets in the black plastic bag that they went to Sibiya's house, and when they were done charging Sibiya, they went and planted it on Ntanzi'S room, and the same ones? Because we understand that those bullets, they've since disappeared from evidence room. Right. Now, what I am failing to understand with Judge Rata when he is listening to those details, is he not getting influenced about the witness in the box? About these so-called ammunition that they're not even the prosecutor is not even saying that you were acquitted of that case. It's as if he is still, that case is still ongoing. And now he's influencing this judge to think that, yeah, the witness next to me is indeed a killer. Double jeopardy. That case was thrown out. That is double jeopardy. You cannot be prosecuted or even you cannot be prosecuted or engaged on a matter that was thrown out by a court of law. That's double jeopardy. But no, Rata is happy to listen to that one. I'm not understanding. Unless he is thinking one of two things. He's probably thinking, okay, I will expunge this part of the state's questioning, or he is with the state. But he's not saying anything. I would think if you want to expunge something from the record, you will put it on record and say, this portion of your questioning, Mr. Sibanda, will be expunged from the record. What you need to do is talk about being in Phokeng without giving details as to when they went there for, what did they find, and all that process. All they have to say, according to the AVL, when they arrived in Phokeng, they went to your house. From your house, they went to the police station, and then from there, they went to Phokeng Magistrates Court. What they went to do to the Phokeng Magistrates Court, it's none of this court's business. Those details must not influence this judge. How is this trial within a trial fair on Ntanzi, is the question that I'm asking. So let's go to the OB, the occurrence books. So the judge rightfully asked about the officers that were in, I don't know if it's Primrose or whatever police station. I think all the occurrence books from all 4 police stations that Ntanzi was incarcerated in, they must submit to those OBs. We want to see something, particularly handwritings and signatures and the time and all of that stuff. It's not enough that we are just getting names. It's not enough for me. I think the defense needs to summon for those OBs, and then from there compare handwritings of Mokgano and the police officers that are stationed in those police stations, so that they can take accountability, and those police officers need to be called to the stand to confirm that these are their signatures, that this is their handwriting. They are the ones who entered in the OB books that Ntanzi, when he was brought in, he had no injuries, etc., and so on. It's not enough that we are having just names. It's not enough. We want to see the handwriting. Compare those handwritings with that of Muganu. I suspect those handwritings will be the same handwritings on all 4 police stations. And I think it's Muganu's. I'm also uncomfortable with them not also objecting to the double jeopardy matter that is keep coming back over and over and over. It's crazy. It's so crazy how brazen Sibanda is as well. Dreads were not found. Gold tooth was not found. Tattoo was not found. But he wants to drag Ntanzi into a document he has nothing to do with. Nothing to do. And the signature that was put in there is not of it is his, but it was not done willingly, voluntary, and without due influence. Well, this is where we at, guys. This is where we at, and I don't know. The way I was one thing I'm gonna give to Sibanda, he knows how to get into your nerves. Oh, that guy is good. But for me, guys, the biggest highlight for me is the questionnaire of the doctor. These answers, they were not voluntarily given by Ntanzi. They were voluntarily given by Ntanzi to the mine when he had his medical. Dininda and them, when they went there and they went to that lady who can speak isiZulu and told them, I cannot give you Ntanzi's files without permission. But Ntanzi gave them the permission anyways. They stole those answers there. That's just my suspicion. That's just me rubbing my 2 IQs here. They did not come from Ntanzi to the dentist. And besides, why would Sibanda be so brazen and ask Ntanzi about things that a dentist shouldn't even be doing in the first place? All he had to answer was about the teeth, gold tooth. That's all that he needed to check. That's it. End of story. And now he wants to catch him on smoking. He wants to catch him on heart conditions. Like, but it is you. It is you. And he keeps saying, I never had any heart condition in my life. No rock ever fell on my face or on me during my job as a miner. I have never voluntarily went to the dentist. I didn't even know we were going to the dentist. They never told me we're going to the dentist. But no, Sibanda is pushing. He's pushing. Pushing what? And you're looking at it and you're like, Aibo, but Urata, why is it quiet? Because the questions that Sibanda is asking, they've been answered several times. If it was the defense, they would have been stopped dead on their track. They wouldn't even finished the question. And they would have just said, as the court pleases, and then move on to the next question. But no, they are happy. You know why I think Rata is not interjecting? It's because he knows that if he stopped them, the state, about repeating questions, this cross-examination would be half a day. So they need to be seen like they're doing their job. So that is why he's quiet, listening to repetition. It's like a broken record already. Same question. He will go to something new and you'll be like, oh, okay, great. He's going to something new. But then he will ask that one new question and then he comes back. The manipulation that he's trying to bestow on very strong Ntanzi, by the way, he is outdoing Sibanda Ntanzi. He's standing on his truth. And I believe his truth. And I know that the clan also believe Ntanzi's truth. Now, you know what? I saw a comment earlier on about the burden of proof. I remember very well where I said that the burden of proof is going to be on Ntanzi beyond a reasonable doubt that the confession was not done freely and voluntarily and without undue influence. But somebody corrected me and says, no, the burden of proof is beyond a reasonable doubt. The state needs to prove that the confession is correct. And then I was like, okay, cool. I did not look it up. Then today I get somebody in the comment section saying, no, the burden of proof is on the balance of probabilities. Then I'm like, okay, let me go check section 217. And then indeed, it is on the balance of probabilities, meaning that it is Ntanzi who needs to prove that these confessions, they're not legal. And he's doing a good job. Because now, if you had to put things on a balance of probabilities, what has the state produced? Here's the scale. This is Ntanzi. This is the state. To me, this is how it looks like. Because Sibanda is trying his level best to try and at least level up the scale, but he's failing. Maybe the only thing that he might take away, which I don't think will play a significant role, is the fact that Ntanzi is telling his truth, and then Advocate Ngome Zulu also said some few things that Ntanzi is like, okay, I did not say that with my own mouth. So maybe you can add something there, but it still does not. This is Ntanzi right here. Sibanda is failing the state. Absolutely, what is there to try and prove that these confessions are legit? You have a dentist who played a GP, no gold tooth, no dreads, no 28, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Anyways, guys, let me leave this video right here because there's not much to report, honestly speaking. It's just repetitions that are going on. If you're not watching, you're not missing on anything. That much I can tell you. You are not missing on anything if you are not watching the trial. It's a broken record that's going on there, and Rata is happy to dance to it. Anyways, guys, that is it for this video. If you like the video, give it a like. If you didn't like the video, give it a like. Anyways, do subscribe to my YouTube channel, and don't forget to click the bell notification so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much to everybody that's super thanking the channel. I highly appreciate you guys for supporting it financially. You guys are the best. Also, leave me a comment down below. What did you think about that medical questionnaire that Sibanda just tried to dump it down Ntanzi's throat? What did you think about that? Do you think that those answers were stolen from his work? That's what I think. I don't know about you. You can rub your own two IQs together. We'll talk about it in the comment section when I do the self-appointed expert video. Anyways, also don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to share it as far as you can. I'll see you next time with a new video. Goodbye.